Congratulations, you made it to 2026, and this is going to be a good one. I'm Megan Kieran, I'm your spiritual bestie, and if you've been on your spiritual journey, your healing journey, manifestation journey, mindfulness, self-realization, anything where you are looking beyond what is in front of you, 2025 was not necessarily an easy year. So many of us were forced to really let go of things that didn't serve us in a way that was so much more dramatic and powerful and intense than ever before. It's because we were letting go of cycles that really just didn't have a place in our life. It coincided with the fact that in numerology, 2025 was a 9-year. And these cycles are in 9-year cycles in numerology. So every 9 years, there is a new cycle. And the end of the cycle is all about letting go. It's all about completions. And this can also be very uncomfortable. That as well coincided with the year of the snake on the Chinese calendar. And snakes shed their skin, right? Like there is a lot of releasing. There is a lot of transforming. There is a lot of trying to squeeze out of what you've been in the past. That was the energy of 2025. Whether you were letting go of patterns and beliefs and a lot of things in your mind internally, or whether it was physical, relationships, you moved, maybe you did a career change. Whatever it was, it needed to end, it needed to release, and it needed to leave your life. But there's a lot of grief associated with that, right? And perhaps you also went through grief for other reasons. There's a lot of things that happened, right? And for me personally, December was the culmination of 2025. There was a lot of internal things I went through, letting go of patterns from my childhood, not feeling good enough, being very anxious, a lot of things that I just was trying to let go of for the past 5 years, but it really came to a surface in 2025. But December really kind of pushed the limit for me, but it was something that was so transformative. It changed me completely. And for a background, just really quick, my dad, he's in a nursing home. He has dementia, and he actually had a stroke in the beginning of December. It was so scary to go through because there was a point where we thought this was it for him. And he is 83 years old. He had a beautiful life, but he still has life to live, and he has a lot of joy being around his family. So for this to happen was just devastating. And to see a parent in the ICU is not easy. For me particularly, it's like I'm feeding my toddlers, and then the next minute I'm at the hospital feeding my dad, right? So the loss of movement was really hard for him, but thankfully, because of fate, because of prayers, because of just whatever was meant to happen, he is doing well. He's on the mend. He's back in the nursing home. We see him often, and his speech is coming back very, very well, and he's doing physical therapy. Hopefully he'll be able to stand again. If not, he's very well taken care of. He's very happy right now. But for all of December, he was very tired. It was so hard because I'm the main person for him. I make all the decisions. I make all the medical decisions. So it was a real big fight or flight month for me. And that kind of culminates what 2025 was. But I had to really break out of these mental blocks and come back to the term of why I even began this journey in the first place, right? It's because I know there's something else out there, and there's something beyond this lifetime. So death is not the end. So whether it was actual death that you were grieving or the fear of death, which I was grieving, right? The fear of death more so. Whatever it was, needed to leave. But let's shift over to 2026 because whatever your story was in 2025, 2026 is going to be where it's all worth it. Like, it truly brings me so much joy and so much happiness when I think of the energy of 2026. It's like we freaking made it. Like, we did it. Last year was our training. It was like that final chapter of the last however many years of our life, not just 9 years, but could have been decades of our lives. And this is where we all start fresh. But it's going to be baby steps. So January 2026 is going to be a lot of moving towards something, but not necessarily slowly. Not slowly, but at a steady pace. That is the energy of Capricorn as well. But there is something also about 2026 in general where there's this quickening. Things will also happen quickly and fast, but not forced. So it's almost like if you want something to happen fast, that's not the vibe this year. You know, you just kind of work towards your goal and let it unfold. At least that's what I'm feeling for January. But things are going to just unfold quickly, naturally, if that makes sense, in 2026. So this is a year where you're really going to see those manifestations come to light, especially if you're watching this video, especially if you've been doing the work. And it really, brings tears to my eyes to think about how much we've gone through to get to this point, mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally, as a collective. But it will all be worth it. And although there's always going to be scary stuff out there in the world that we're kind of fed, right, through social media, through the news, everything is actually going in a very, very good direction. And if we look at our lives personally, that's where we're going to see it start. And then the collective is going to, it's going to be hard to hide the good stuff too, right? We see a lot of the bad stuff, but there's a lot of good. So really quickly, I want to pull a card for the collective for January of 2026 and kind of see where the energies are at, because I'm very excited. The fact that my dad made a recovery at his age, like as fast as possible like he did, makes me so happy, so hopeful. And for me to have gone through that training of having to, be like, this could be it, was very powerful in letting go and surrendering to the universe and divine timing. Okay, this is amazing, guys. I just love the universe. This says big picture thinking, and it says Pleiades energy, visionary, inspired ideas. All right, January is about planting the seeds, but it's not like planting the seeds, waiting like a year and having your manifest. No, this is like actually being really like, okay, what do I want in my life? What do I want to do with my career? How do I want to change my relationships? What is that change? What is that area in your life that you want to change? Maybe it's a lot, right? We really have to just start thinking about it and then start thinking about what we want. I think it's as simple as that. I don't think we need to do so many manifestation rituals or so many things that, we have to do in a specific way right now. I think we just literally have to just think about what we want. So I'm going to leave it with January is a month where we're going to think of the big picture, right? But what do you want? Because we've walked through the door. I've seen a path leading to a door lately in my visions a lot, but we are through that door, the portal. We're going through it. We are entering the year of the horse in February. So there is a lot of movement, and right now is a fantastic time to start thinking about your dream life, because you deserve it. I deserve it. You deserve it. Everybody deserves it. And there is no shortage of abundance in the universe. Okay, I'll see you next time. I'm Megan Kieran. Namaste.